Right. Welcome to the live. And this week we're going to be talking about the sad passing of Michael Gambon. What was his influential film? Well, he had an influential career. What was his films like? And what was he like? Why did the character Dumbledore take such a big turn in personality when he took on the role after Richard Harris? If I can get the internet working properly, I will also be streaming live on TikTok, although there seems to be an issue with that, but we don't mention that platform on here, do we? um, so, yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's live. I'm not going to be on for very long, probably about half an hour, 20 minutes. Had a real busy day at work, and then I went shopping afterwards. So that was kind of my life today. So, Michael Gambon, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this man? He was an absolute icon of the big screen and a true UK British acting legend. You don't get a knighthood for no reason. Was he a sir? I'll just find out if he was definitely a sir. He took on the role of Harry Potter after Richard Harris passed away and came in for a lot of criticism about his portrayal of Dumbledore. I don't think the criticism was necessarily justified. Now, the reason why I say that is because it wasn't only him that changed when what was it the Prisoner of Azkaban? That is the third one, isn't it? Prisoner of Azkaban. Someone tell me in the comments box. They changed director as well, and with a new director comes a new cinematography kind of feel for it. You've only got to look at the difference between Ridley Scott's films and say James Cameron's films. They have a different aesthetics. Look at the Alien franchise and the different direction, the way they moved the franchise on from Alien to Aliens. So you get something totally different and unique with each different director. And this is something that I think happened at the same time. I don't think this. It definitely it happened at the same time as the third Harry Potter film, which was when Michael Gambon took over the role of Dumbledore. New director, new Dumbledore, and I feel that some of the fans were a bit critical of Gambon's portrayal of Dumbledore, saying he was too shouty, he was too this, too stern. For all we know, that might have been the direction that he was being given from the new director. I think after the third Harry Potter film and his debut in the universe, I think he certainly settled into the role and moulded it as his own. Would Richard Harris have? Would it be better with Richard Harris carrying on that role had he had lived? I don't know. I don't think it's one of those roles where, like Gandalf, you could honestly say Gandalf could be played by another actor. Because for me, nobody else can play Gandalf. Ian McKellen is Gandalf, also like Patrick Stewart being Picard or Professor X. There isn't another actor that could just step into that role for that character and be accepted and portray that character as well as those actors. The Barbarian says Harry Potter is dead, but is it though? You say Harry. In what context do you mean that Harry Potter is dead? Because the game itself, Hogwarts Legacy, was an absolute phenomenal success. No denying that. It brought in Warner Brothers a real nice payday. Then you also have the West End show, which is the Cursed Child, which is still going. So that's got to be relatively successful. Could they transfer the books, like Warner Brothers have been rumoured, into a TV series with each book being a season of a TV show? That remains to be seen, but that's definitely something that Warner Brothers want to tap into because of the amount of cash that they feel that they can get out from it. Harry Potter World in Watford, and I say Watford, not London, because it's Watford. It might be within the M25, but it's still Watford. that's still very popular, very successful. So the Barbarian, unless you can justify the statement that Harry Potter is dead, unless you mean the character wise, whatever, possibly. But the actual franchise itself, I think, is still very much alive and kicking. So Michael Gambon, absolute class, and the the reason why, if you watch the original Top Gear, if you watch Top Gear in the UK and abroad, the original characters with Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Captain Slow, Richard Hammond. So yeah, the reason why they called the corner on their track Gambon Corner was because when Michael Gambon went round it to set the fastest lap, he ended up coming around that last corner on two wheels, and they nominated that name to that corner, and that's how it was ever since. So you can't get really much more legendary than having a racetrack or part of a racetrack named after yourself. So it's been quite a busy week, really. We've got the penultimate episode of Ahsoka that's been shown. I watched it the other day. Ahsoka, I think, is one of those shows where people it's a difficult show to live up to people's expectations, because unless you've watched the previous cartoons such as Rebels and Clone Wars, you're not necessarily going to know all the characters inside and out. Like a lot of thank you, Dan. Unless you've seen those cartoon shows, you're not going to really have the attachment to the characters, particularly with Ahsoka, as somebody who has watched those shows. At first, I was a little bit disappointed with Ahsoka. I found it a little bit of a slow pace and a slow burn. But then I started talking to somebody who's really into Star Wars on here, Monty Harris, and he kind of got me thinking about things in a different way. So looking at it from a different perspective, then I'm enjoying it more than what I was beforehand, because I'm now looking at it in a different way, not as the action-packed Star Wars that I thought it would be, but as something of a little bit of a slow burn building up to something bigger. Now there is going to be the film, hopefully, as long as Disney don't cancel it, where all of the movies get mashed together. And speaking of mashups, I saw a rather interesting concept on YouTube. If you're of a certain age, what would you say if you remember the 80s like I do? You had Airwolf, you had Knight Rider, and you had the A-Team. Now all of these TV shows are owned by the same company. I think it was CBS, which is now Peacock. I think Peacock, is that the one? There's so many now, it's hard to keep track. But what would you say to a shared universe where all three TV shows come together in a bit of a mashup and Marvel kind of way? Let me know what you think. I'm sitting on the fence with this. I think if I'm honest, I can't see how that would work. How would you get Airwolf and Knight Rider in a TV show that's going to be a success? I don't think you can. Likewise with the A-Team. Now, I can see the A-Team working alongside Michael Knight, solving crime, protecting the small guy that's being persecuted by big corporations. I can see that working. I can see that working really well, but I can't see how introducing Airwolf is going to work. Why do I say that? Because essentially Airwolf was very much a loner. Now, I know Michael Knight was a loner, and so were the A-Team, but Airwolf never really teamed up with anybody. They were sent on specific missions and a specific job. And the difference with Knight Rider and the A-Team is that they were actually selected from the general public. General public, they would find out that somebody's trying to take over a ranch and it's going to be a big corporation. They would then take on that corporation by taking out the bad guys. Whereas Airwolf was more of a physical assault thing. That's just how I feel. And it quite often delve into Russian territory, foreign lands, very stealth, very like espionage kind of thing. They'll go in for specific reasons and then get in and get out. That was they're a little bit more military than the other two shows. It's an interesting idea. Could it work? Possibly, but you're going to have to need some really good writers to come up with this concept and the stories for it to be entertaining and also believable. Now, I know TV shows like them, well, they are quite believable now, given the fact that AI is running amok. But entertainment, you need to just sit there, relax, not think too hard about it, and it's all got to kind of make sense and make sure that if you establish a law in a universe that you stick to it. And this is where I think these three shows are going to struggle, because I think the law within each show is going to contradict elements of the other show. So we will have to wait and see. Can they do it? They can do it if it's done properly. But do you have any faith in them doing it properly? Because I don't. I think the mess up that they made with Lord of the Rings, having been someone who thoroughly enjoyed Peter Jackson's work with those movies, and then Amazon released their drivel. There's been too many shows, but I've lost interest in a lot of the Marvel shows because they're just the same old thing. And a lot of these shows on the streaming services and cinema to a degree are just the same old thing, just rehashed. They're rehashed bad ideas. So not only are they're bad ideas, but they're rehashed bad ideas. No one seems to have the gumption, the bottle to take a punt on something totally original. And that's a shame, because there are some good ideas, movie writers, script writers out there that I think have got the talent to be really good at their craft if they were just given that opportunity. But because what they want, the stories that they want to tell, don't meet today's current way of thinking, then they're never given that opportunity. Thank you, Hassan. I generally go live on my own, but thank you for the invite. Maybe next time. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that idea. Now, I do usually go through the top 10 in the UK movies, so we'll have a look at those. So UK office top 10. Now, where are we? UK cinema, as long as mouse works. A Haunting in Venice. That's crept up on me. Expendables 4. So this is the top 10 in the UK. Don't know why I said it like that, but UK. Right, so at number 1 we have A Haunting in Venice. That's taken total gross of just under 5 million quid here in the UK. So quick. Hi Maisie. Not sure when that came out, because that wasn't in the charts last week, so that could be a new one. Expendables 4 is in at number 2. The difference here, Expendables 4 has taken 761,000. That's got to be the first week, so quite a way behind. The Nun 2, total gross 5,117,000, but that's taken 70,000 this week. So this week, The Equalizer 3 is at number 4 with total gross of over 7 million, but that's only taken 500,000 this week. Dumb Money. Barbie is still hanging in there at number 6. Past Lives at number 7. Oppenheimer in at number 8. And Jawan is at 9. And The Beauty and the Beast. How's that at number 10? Have a look at that. Right. So let's close that. I just want page not found. Very good. So the Sound of Freedom seems to have disappeared altogether. That was out last week and was in the top 10. So Beauty and the Beast. That couldn't have been re-released, surely. 2017. Okay. I'm going to go to Cineworld. Let's see what's happening. That'll tell me. Cineworld offered a really good idea. They had a subscription-based model where you could pay something like £20 a month and go and see as many films as you want in that 1 month. It's really cool. Cineworld. There it is. Don't allow. So I get a Cineworld and we'll find out whether or not that is actually Beauty and the Beast. Right, so what have they got going on? Oh, Saw X. Never really into the Saw films. That kind of thing doesn't really appeal. I'm not a horror fan. I'd much rather stick to sci-fi, watch a good aliens. Right, so The Great Escaper. I would love to go and see that. I think Michael Caine's a brilliant actor and you've got to make the most of him because, as I say, you just don't know how long these great actors have got before they make their final film. So how's that on there? What's on? That ranking must have been totally wrong because it's Beauty and the Beast. Come on. Oh, my internet connection is really poor at the moment. I don't know why. Everything's getting a bit stuttery. It's horrible. Right, remembering that. Spoke about Michael Gambon. I wonder if he'll get a knighthood posthumously awarded if he hasn't got one already. Yeah, my internet just seems to sleep trying to across the page yet. So, how are you doing? Where are you from? Let me know in the comments. Love to know where my audience are when I go live. And when I generally do the other videos as well. So, 82. I mean, 82 is a reasonable age, but it's not really old. It's the top end of old, but it's not old. When I'm looking after people that are well in their 90s, we've got 2 people that are 98, so that's a shame. So Michael Gambon was born in Dublin in 1940, and he's made his professional stage debut in the Gate Theatre in 1962's production of Othello, playing Second Gentleman, followed by a European tour. He was later monitored as a young actor by Laurence Olivier. So wow, I mean that's a legend to follow in, isn't it, Laurence Olivier? One thing I did and have done is a bio on. It's tired. I'm tired. I'm going to get a point in a minute. The original Obi-Wan Kenobi actor. Oh, I've totally forgotten his name now. Which isn't good, is it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Who was the original actor that played Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars? I'd done his life bio, and he never actually knew who his father was. So it's a bit ironic that he played a character in Star Wars and was talking about Luke and his father when he didn't actually know who his father was. No, I can't think of it. I should go back to it, really. Hiya, El. Hiya. I'm just going to bug me now. Star Wars. Alec Guinness, that was the guy. Yeah, I'm alright, thank you. Well, how about you? You alright? Yeah, I've done a biography on Alec Guinness, and he never knew who his father was, which is a shame because although he has an idea, a very brief idea, it's where he had an uncle, in inverted commas, who would quite often come round and see his mum and paid for his tuition at college. But it was never confirmed whether or not that man was his real father. And that's a shame. You'd have thought it's a shame because I can't really imagine that, not knowing who any of my relatives are. But no, he didn't. Passed away not knowing because it's part of your heritage, isn't it? You need to know who your family are. Part of your heritage, but who you are. Right. Little weekend. I'll have a check in a second. I'm going to be on for about another 10 minutes now. I'm going to call it quits because I am excited. Don't know why. I don't know why. I've been at work. So, what we've got coming up then? Is there a film that you wish you had seen at the cinema? Name a film that you wish you'd seen at the cinema. Is there a film that I wish I'd seen? The thing is, most of the films that I wish I'd seen at the cinema, I have seen at the cinema. I've seen every single Alien film at the cinema because they re-released Alien in 2000. So they released it for the 30th, 2009. They released it for the 30th anniversary. I think if I could go back and have watch one film again for the first time, it would be Star Wars. And I think to be able to see that again for the first time, with nothing else coming out, not seeing anything like it before in the cinema, I think that would be what I would do. I'd go back and watch Star Wars. RP and Trey, hello mate, how are you? I'm a bit tired tonight. I've been working the last couple of weeks. I haven't been working on Friday, so I've been able to be a bit more prepared for the live and a bit more lively too. But that's life. Got to earn the pennies. What other film? Oh, The Italian Job. That would be really cool. Seeing that was the original Italian Job. I haven't seen that since. Note to self, keep an eye out for the cinema and wait for the Italian Job. Yeah, I'm glad to get it. Good. Yeah, I'm just a bit tired. I'm going to be on for about another 5 or 10 minutes and then call it a night, go grab a beer and get my feet up. I've got the weekend off because I'm either working on Fridays and then have the weekend off, or working off on Friday and work the weekend. So a bit hectic. The second book is coming along nicely. A shameless plug. If anybody has got if anybody has got Kindle Unlimited program and you're into science fiction books, then grab yourself a copy of this. Broken Ceasefire is an original story written by myself. It's available on Amazon. If you have the Kindle Unlimited program, you can download a copy for free. And this is what it says on the back. Pricon, a decorated marine who had won many battles and suffered many losses, was making the most of the new era of peace with his wife. Life on Rakshan, a colonised moon, had finally settled after a relentless war. The Archons, a predator race, attack an outpost, and the fragile peace begins to collapse once more. Reluctantly, Pricon would have to take up arms again. He leaves his wife behind for what he thought would be the last mission. The Defence Council is fooled to believe that the insult was a mere accident. Pricon and his team soon uncover that the accident is in fact the start of a wider conflict. Pricon's mission is simple: extract the newly discovered technology, return and annihilate the enemy. So there you go. And as I say, it's called Broken Ceasefire. It's available on Amazon You can buy a copy on the Amazon bookstore. You can. Oh, here it is. Found the book now. And this is the first edition that you see here on TikTok. There is a second edition that's available. If anybody's interested in a signed copy of the first edition, I've got about 5 or 6 of these left. So do get in touch. You can contact me via my website, wayneblinko.com. And yeah, you can sort something out. So the book itself is £5, and it'll just be posted onto your boat. So if you're interested, if you want to read it, a new, exciting science fiction story from an upcoming science fiction story such as me. Yeah, I don't take myself too seriously, but I do take the writing seriously. And the whole point of doing these stories was because I got fed up. To be honest, I got fed up of the same old drivel being repeated in cinema and on TV, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a crack. I'm going to write my own science fiction universe and come up with my own interesting characters. I think they're interesting. The only way you'll find out if they're interesting is if you download a copy and have a read. Leave an honest opinion. The best thing you can do for any author, if you've got a favourite author on Amazon or whatever platform that you take your books from, the best thing that you can do is leave an honest review of that book, because then the distributor will promote that book with more engagements. It's very much like the algorithm on social media. If you have the engagement, then the algorithm pushes your content. And that's the same with books. Get the engagement, the algorithm pushes your books, and then you can reach a wider audience. And so yeah, I've enrolled it into the Amazon Kindle Unlimited program. So if you pay a subscription, then you can download as many books as you want. So it is available on there. Both books are on there, Xander Salvation and Broken Ceasefire. I am writing the... Okay, thank you. Viking. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I am currently writing the sequel to Broken Ceasefire. It's called Crossfire. And I'm hoping to be able to put out pre-orders by the end of the year. Once I've got the final draft done, the first draft, a little way away from doing the final draft. Once I've got the first draft of the book done, then I'll probably put it up for pre-orders, because then I know it's only going to be a couple of months away from having the edits, the drafts, the edits, then the edits, and the drafts, and a bit more edits. Because I want these books to be as good as they can be, so I get them edited by 2 or 3 different people. Hello, kitty cat. You want to say hello? So being joined by me, Pussycat Bandit. We've got 2 cats, Smokey and Bandit, and then a third cat who's called Nova. Nova came renamed, otherwise I was going to call her Jonesy. She's a little tabby, beautiful. But I couldn't get to name it. Talking about saying the things, you know. Yeah, I kind of get that. Thank you for the follow. Frame Rotary. If I've said that right. Thank you so much. So yeah, I mean, the best thing anybody can do with your favourite content creator is watch their videos, leave a comment. Thank you, Vex. You too. Yeah, if you've got a favourite YouTuber or anybody, then just simply watch their videos and interact with them, leave a comment, and that will help gain a bigger audience and traction on that particular platform. I've been really impressed with the traction that I've received recently from YouTube. So if you're enjoying the content here on TikTok with the regular movie trivia videos that I do, then why not join me on YouTube, where I go into more detail. My most recent video long format video of a bio of Wolverine, delving into his creation from comic book to movie screen with Hugh Jackman playing the role. Really good to see some still shots of Hugh Jackman from Deadpool 3. It looks like they've got him in that famous yellow and blue spandex outfit, which I mean, no other actor. I was talking about this earlier. No other actor can play Wolverine. Not now. Not with Hugh Jackman. And I think he's still young enough. He's just early 50s. The problem that I think Hugh Jackman has is the amount of weightlifting and physical exercise he has to do to have that persona of Wolverine, which must be grueling. But from a fan perspective, there isn't anybody else, I don't think, that can play Wolverine. Not while Hugh Jackman's here. They could, and I hope they don't. They could go down the multiverse and have Wolverine from a different universe come in, and then hey presto, there's your Wolverine. I think that would be a very lame thing to do. But the way Hollywood is at the moment, they're not adverse to doing it lame. So yeah. Thank you. I am doing this it for tonight. I've just been rambling for half an hour. Yeah. So thanks so much to everybody that has supported these channels. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy what I do on YouTube, TikTok, then you might want to check out the podcast that goes out every Monday. I've covered the Harry Potter franchise for the last couple of weeks, and I'm now starting the X-Men series, hence why the X-Men videos are going up YouTube. The first episode of the podcast covers the 2002 film X-Men, and then the 2003 sequel X2. So if you've got a spare 10 minutes and you're listening to the podcast, do check it out. It's Sci-Fi fans, and you'll know that it's me. Sorry about it. You'll know it's me because it's got the familiar space logo that I have on my social media. So in the meantime, if you've enjoyed yourself, I've enjoyed talking to you. Take care. Stay safe. I'll be back next week, probably at the usual time before the regular live. And I'll be a bit more organised next time. In the meantime, please check out the content. Just leave a like, share if you can. And I will be back very soon. Stay safe.